And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hi, welcome to the Dice Tower. I'm Melody, and this is my dad, and today we're going to review Trick or Treat.
Trick or treat! Smell my feet, give me something good to eat. I don't really remember the rest of the line. Trick or treating. Now, this is not the first trick or treat game I've played. I think it's like the fifth. It's a topic people like. People like candy. Well, I like candy. Do you? What's the best candy?
Chocolate.
Chocolate? Huh. So typical. The best candy is maybe now and later's? Okay, but anyhow, this game is a card game, but it actually plays like a board game. Let me show you how it plays, and then we'll come back here and give you our opinions. Okay, so this is a setup here. What you're going to do is you're going to put out locations. This is the home, carnival, haunted house, alley, a mansion, and then one house for each player in the game. So this is the setup for 3 players. There is enough houses to play with 6 players. Each player is going to take a person that they want to represent them. There's going to be a bully card up here who will be hanging around. We'll talk about him a little bit later. You're going to have a deck of trick-or-treat cards. You're going to turn one of those face up at each house, 5 of them face up at the carnival, and then you're going to turn over 3 set cards and place them here at home. Now your whole goal is to get points from getting these set cards. Each set card requires something different. For example, the first one here requires 2 of the same treat. And then the 5 points for any 2 gooey treats and any 2 spicy treats. And then the 6 points for all 3 treats from the fruity set. And so the fruity set, for example, includes that sucker that you see there, the jelly bears that are over here, and then the lemon drops. They all have the symbol on the top, so you know. So that's your goal, is to go and try and complete those sets. On your turn, you will move your person to any location that does not have somebody else and does not have the bully. So if the bully's at a location, you can't go there. So each location lets you do different things. If you go to one of the houses, you will take the card that is there. So if I want jelly bears, chocolate coins, or nutty fudge, and you also will draw 2 cards off the top of the pile. So they give you 3 cards. The mansion is very similar. It gives you 3 cards of your choice. I'm sorry, not 3 cards of your choice, 3 cards off the top of the deck. So if you don't like any of those cards that are face up in one of the houses, you can go there. You can go to the carnival and take any one of the 5 face-up cards. You're also allowed to discard a card from your hand to take an extra card from there, which is then refilled to 5. Now, I should mention that the cards in your hand are made up of different kinds of candies. Chocolate bars and chocolate coins and bubble gum and taffy. However, there's also lots of cards in your hand that are considered tricks. They are different things, like egging houses here. Basically, when you're turning treats here, this can count as any card that's face up on the table. Although Brave lets you get rid of 3 fear tokens. I'll talk about those in a second. And here I can move the bully. Or here I can sneak to a location that has other kids. So those cards can be played different times. You can go to the haunted house and discard up to 3 treats, 3 tricks to give everybody else fear tokens. So let's say I have 2 trick cards, I discard them. I have to give everyone else 2 fear tokens. Now this game does not come with tokens, unfortunately. You're supposed to provide your own. I think it's kind of a bummer. I don't like when you need to provide tokens for a game, but it is what it is. And so each of these tokens at the end of the game is going to be worth -1 point. You can also go to the haunted house and discard up to 3 treat cards to get rid of that many fear tokens from yourself. So the haunted house lets you do that. And then the alley lets you move the bully. You can move the bully to someone else's location. When the bully moves to a location, each kid at that location, you can steal a random trick-or-treat card from their hand. Also, next turn after you go to the alley, you can go anywhere else on the board, even if there's a bully there or another player there. Now, you can always go home and turn in a set to get one of these set cards. So if I had 2 gooeys and 2 spicy treats, I could go there, turn those in, discard them to the pile, and take that set. But you can always go home even if there's multiple kids there, and the bully can never go home. You're safe from the bully at home. And so the game will continue. Each time a set card is taken, we'll replace it with another one. When we're down to only 2 of these and there's no more to replace, the game is over. You'll add up any points you've got from these set cards, minus any points you've gotten from fear tokens, and whoever has the most points is the winner. All right, so what do you think of this game, Trick or Treat?
I really like this game. I thought it was fun to move your person around, try to collect candy. I thought it would be better for a smaller group of people. That way there would be more choices to pick from.
Well, there's not more choices really because you lose a house for every... You play with one house for each player. But the game plays a little long and a little slow with 6, I think. It's not that bad, but it just seems like maybe too much is going on with 6 because by the time it's your turn, the whole board has changed. 4 is probably a better version of the game. Like I said, it's really like a board game. You're putting out all the different cards around, but you could have just had a big board with the different spots to go onto the board with different characters. I almost feel like it was a squandered opportunity because it's a card game, but it could have been put out in a full-fledged board game with miniatures and with different cards. The game has a thing in it where if you run out of cards, which you will in a 5 or 6 player game, then everyone has to discard 3 cards so your pile comes back. Then why not just have more cards so that doesn't happen? That just seems, you can say, oh, you can force people who are hoarding cards, but you have to hoard cards in this game to get the goals. All that makes it sound like I'm negative about the game. I'm not. I think it's neat. I think the different options are cool. What do you think about the bully?
I like the bully. I didn't get attacked by it once because I never really had good cards anyway. But it was fun. I didn't use the bully either. I was more focused on getting the candy.
Yeah, I mean, using the bully lets you go after other players, but I think you can get more candy other ways. I think if you see someone who gets candy that you want, but even then it's a bit random. But that's okay. I don't mind that. I don't mind that to take that mechanic in a game isn't that terrible to the person who gets hit by the bully, unless you get hit by the bully multiple times, in which case you need to talk to your playgroup about why they don't like you. But I like the idea you can go to the mansion and get 3 random cards, or you can go get a specific card, or if you really need a card, sometimes you go to the carnival. And then those trick cards, they're not overly powerful, but they let you do different things and cool things.
Like change costumes.
Yeah, then there's a change costume card, which lets you stay at the same location. I guess you can flip your card over. Each card shows 2 different costumes for the character, and you stay at the same. So you knock on the lady's door again. More candy? Haven't I seen you before? No. So overall, what do you think?
I thought this was a really good game, and the artwork was cute.
Yeah, I agree. I think that the potential is squandered. I'm a little surprised the game says 13 and up. This is like an 8 and up year old game. Really, it's not that difficult of a game. I think it could have been this is one of those games where I think bigger might have been a little bit better. As it is, though, it's not bad. It's easy to play. You just need a pile of tokens, and it's easy to set up and teach, and it's very intuitive, collecting sets of cards, turn them in for points. So, yeah, I'll give it a good rating, too. 30 minutes isn't bad for a little game like this. Could have been better, but it's still pretty good. Trick or treat. Smell my feet.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.
Shut the door.
There.